The Rogue and the Sapphire Star. Carlos Carrasquero. Rain whispered across the rooftops of Valmere, damping the slate tiles. Below, the city slept, rich and poor alike lulled by the of distant thunder. But one figure moved through the darkness, his boots soundless, his cloak merging with the shadows like a second skin. Kieran the Shadow. He had stolen from the merchant lords of the coast, plucked treasures from temples guarded by glyphs and bloodless alike. Tonight, his mark was far more dangerous, the manor of Lord Halbane, Archmagister of Valmere and known collector of cursed treasures. They said Halbane's vault held the Sapphire Star, a gem older than the kingdom itself. It pulsed with its own light, magic that could make a beggar a king or a king a god. Kieran wanted neither. He wanted the thrill. He slipped through a servant's window, disarming the faint shimmer of warts with a flick of his wrist. The hall smelled of parchment and incense. Portraits of grim ancestors watched him with oil-dark eyes. The air itself seemed to resist him, heavy with enchantment. He moved like smoke, each step measured. Past the banquet hall. Past the library, where the fire still crackled. His gloved hand brushed the hilt of his dagger, not for combat, but comfort. The vault door lay ahead, guarded by a single rune glowing faintly blue. Kieran crouched, whispering under his breath the counter-phrase he had bought from a dying sorcerer, of natural causes, of course. The rune blinked once, then dimmed. Too easy, he muttered. Inside, the chamber was small and cold. Shelves lined the walls, filled with artifacts wrapped in silk and dust. But on a stone pedestal in the center, encased in glass, lay the Sapphire Star. It glowed faintly, heartbeat blue, lighting the room in ghostly ways. Kieran grinned. There you are. He drew a slender blade tipped with powdered obsidian, slicing a perfect circle through the glass. When the gem touched his hand, the world seemed to shiver. The manor moaned around him. The hem's light flared, flooding the room. Every shelf trembled as the warts came alive. Magic hissed through the air like serpents. Kieran cursed, pocketing the jewel as it bolted through the vault door, just as it sealed shut behind him with a deafening clang. Bolts of blue fire chased him down the corridor. Shadows twisted into claws. He rolled beneath them, leaped over arcane sigils that fluttered to life underfoot. Somewhere above, bells began to ring. He burst through the nearest window, glass shattering into the storm. The cityscape yawned below. Without hesitation, he threw a hook line into the rain, catching the spire of a nearby chapel and swinging hard into the night. When he landed badly on his side, soaked and panting on a neighboring rooftop, he laughed, wild and breathless as he rolled to lie on his back. Alive. The Sapphire Star throbbed in his hand, its light fading to a calm, steady glow. Behind him, Halbane's manor burned with azure flame, the warts collapsing like dying stars. Kieran tucked the gem into his cloak and whispered to the storm, "Too easy, indeed."